I'm Bill Heran, the author of The Missing Piece, and today is April 26th. The topic for today is Who Am I? And the quote for today is by Muji, and he says, "You are just the space in which the play appears." Asking the question, Who am I, is the most basic inquiry a human being can embark on in their life. Many have quickly answered the question by not stating who they are, but instead what they are: parent, lawyer, woman, man, spouse, American. When we identify so closely with what we are, those things in our restless mind begin to be activated. We become those things. We're one and the same. So when negative things happen to our children, profession or jobs, or marriages, or moods, or even our nation, we tend to catastrophize things that happen to those roles, running around with our hair on fire since it is seen as a threat to the core of what we think we are. Also, when we identify as these things or constructs, when we focus on our I identity, for example, our identity or identity, I entity, excuse me, I entity or the identity, we tend to avoid nurturing who we are, leaving a spiritual void. So, why do we even ask the question, Who am I? This world does not expect us to inquire so deeply about our truest self. You don't need to answer this to get by in life. Most people live their entire lives without ever discovering an answer to this question. However, the absence of an answer seems to be at the core of a discontent in the human person, creating much of the restlessness we experience in our existence. To attain inner peace, asking the question is central, though, since our minds house all the known identifications and constructs of who we say we are. We may begin to by just watching the mind without identifying with the messaging of the mind. We are the witnesses of what the mind wants us to cling to, convincing you that you are what you have, what you do, where you live, and who you worship, etc. If we unsubscribe to the identities of our minds, then who are we? The closest we can get to being aware of the question and not answering with the what's of being aware of the notion that we merely exist. Language limits the expression of the reality of who we truly are. Our true self is closer to the observer of the mind rather than the creation of the mind itself. So today, let's try to rest in open awareness of whatever happens without clinging, judging, or subscribing. Thank you for joining me today with this reading from The Missing Piece. I look forward to you joining me in future readings. Thank you.